Yo guys, Jakob Owens here for the DUPER behind the scenes channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Jesse McCartney behind the scenes footage. Me and Tom Taher are going to narrate it. It's going to be like a little director's DP commentary of the day, all the footage behind the scenes. You're going to be able to check out everything that went into the making of the video. So here we go. Yo guys, Jakob Owens here.
Tom Taher.
And this is the behind the scenes commentary for the Jesse McCartney video shoot. You're going to be taking a look at all these like behind the scenes clips from the day. And we're going to be letting you know what's going on during all of them and what not.
Right here you're looking at actually the second setup of the day, which was the runway scene that we set up in the house. And this was actually probably one of our biggest looks of the video. As you can see, there's a lot of lights and components moving through. And this shot we actually shot on Steadicam. And
right here, I'm telling her where to look. Here I'm talking with Jesse here as Tom's getting the camera set up with Neil over there. We're talking about basically the kind of the runway shot and what's going to happen with the girl. And yeah, there's Tom running off to do something. But yeah, that's the Red Epic with Master Primes, Steadicam by Neil.
Neil killed it that day.
Here we are. I'm conversing with Neil and John Luke. So this scene right here, it's one of the last scenes of the video. It's the next morning scene where she basically comes out. We're looking at her booty, and she's coming out the next morning.
And you actually see that light. That's called a gem ball with an 800 Joker in it. As you can see, it was pretty hard to get it actually through the door. And you'll see in the next shot we actually had to really maneuver that one. We're watching playback.
We're watching playback, and we're having a lot of trouble with this shot. Actually, it was probably the hardest shot of the day, to be honest. And it was it seemed very simple. It was just her walking out of the room, throwing on a robe. And literally, we probably did more takes on this shot than any other shot all day.
Wouldn't surprise me. But I think we're going to show the clip right here.
Yeah, so here's kind of the raw, ungraded footage just coming out, throwing the robe over her.
And like you said, this is the morning after, and this is supposed to be...
So that shot right there was basically the hardest shot of the day.
Yeah.
which you would never probably think. So here's the continuation, kind of where she's walking through the house after she leaves the hallway. Steadicam moving through the main living room.
You can kind of see the shot here.
The raw footage here, moving through. And I don't think we really lit that one at all. This shot right here was the next continuation shot, and we got that first try right here. I'm like, perfect, that's it, perfect, let's go. So that shot happened on the first take.
This one's actually no lights either. The lenses actually worked to our advantage because we weren't able, this one we didn't even have any lights, which was nice.
Yeah, no light setup for that one, just quick and go. So here's the next shot after that one where she comes outside. Tom's working on,
To adjust the settings, when you undersling the Steadicam, you have to operate everything upside down. So you check exposure and focus, and it was a bit difficult at times to reach under there and switch that. But yeah, this is her actually coming out to meet Jesse, which is the last shot of the music video.
Yeah, so this is again the end of the music video. We're all tracking backwards, trying to reflect what little light we could because the sun was actually behind us on that one. So on this shot, again, there wasn't really any lighting other than natural lighting. And here was the last segment of the video, the next morning, so to speak, in the video. This was all shot in one day, pretty much within 7 hours, the whole video.
Yeah.
And right here you can see we set up a big silk.
It's a 8x8, and then we're bouncing in with a 4x4 shiny board just to give a nice kick light on
the back of his head. So we silk from the front to cut the light a bit, soften it.
Because it was about 2 p.m. and the sun was pretty harsh, so to give that early morning kind of sun still rising, we just kind of diffused the light kind of coming in as the key. And you can kind of see actually Neil brought a wooden staircase to kind of give him a, kind of a little elevation to the shot, which was cool.
So he actually steps down off the stairs right there, and then they pull the stairs away from him so then he can push forward back up to Jesse and the girl for the last ending shot.
And then we actually, this shot, it's funny, was upside down, and we had to flip to the footage. As you can see you
can see him step down. They pull the stairs away. Then we got John Luke on focus pull.
You can kind of see him on the wireless focus, yeah.
And they push back in. And you can see we got a little bounce reflectors coming from the backside. This shot took a couple takes just to get the timing right and the push in on Jesse and her coming over his shoulder. So that's what we're talking about there, is trying to get the timing down. Here's another take. You can see the reflector in the back, pushing in.
I mean, we wanted to get it right. I mean, essentially, this is the last shot of the music video.
Yeah, this was the last shot of the video, so we definitely did a few takes of this to make sure it was right and that we got it done right. Here we are trying to set me
a little video
set me up with a little monitor. It was kind of acting funny all day, so that's why in some of these shots you don't see me using it, because it's kind of acting up.
I mean, it was a wireless feed because you actually can't have a cable running from the Steadicam, so sometimes it was a little temperamental.
But there you can see it a little bit.
Yeah, looks cool.
Anytime you can have a nice big monitor like that, it helps. Here's the performance that we did as well, along with that end shot. Now back, we're inside, so this we actually lit. We had a lot of natural light coming from the windows, but you know, we lit this as well. This is, as you can see, kind of the lighting there.
Yeah, that's a 1200 Airy Sun going through a 4x4 silk, and then we have a 3x3 shiny board, just giving them a nice like.
Yeah, you can see the shiny board right back there, right there, just kind of behind me, bouncing in some light from the backside. And so basically, this is the fashion show element where she's modeling all her new outfits for Jesse on the couch. She's coming out, modeling the outfits, posing, and you know, modeling for Jesse. So that's what we're getting there. There you can see the raw footage.
Yeah. And the sun was actually in a perfect spot. It was giving us some really cool flares that we were liking, just coming through the window. It worked out actually quite well. This is actually
switching lenses. We shot the fashion elements on 2 lenses. We shot it on a wide.
I believe it was on either an 18 or 21.
I think it was 18, and then we would punch in for close-ups on a 50. Yeah. So I could cut in between the wides and the close-ups, 18 millimeter, 50 millimeter. And here's again her modeling for Jesse. Here we're on the wide, 18, because Jesse's actually sitting down, so you'll see him in the shot. There's me and Tom.
Actually, this is one of the biggest issues we had. Since the sun was backlighting that window the whole day, we had to keep that window clear.
The windows were so dirty, and no matter how much we wiped them clean, they were still dirty just because that sun was coming through and catching any sort of dirt. Here you can see we're trying to balance any light that we can. So here's one of the intro shots. And to actually get up to his level, you see him walk up, and then he steps up on those wooden stairs right about there to kind of get up to that next level, get up to his eye level. Here's reviewing the shot with manager and Jesse and some of the label people. We're talking about the shot and how we can fix it.
We actually, Eric, that's our key grip. He was actually Hollywooding. We had to move quick at this point, so he was actually just holding and walking around with that reflector just to kind of, you know, keep some light on her and whatnot. So that worked out well.
Here's some more kind of modeling footage. Her moving around. You can see us bouncing in some light, as well as we still have that light being pushed. Oh, is that what is that?
I think that's actually, it might have been a reflection of the sun.
So now this is flipped around to outside.
This is a look we actually did by the pool, right? This
was a performance look. Yeah. We got Neil up on a ladder looking down at Jesse, and you can see we have a big.
That's in the area. The 1200 watt, I think it was the Airy HMI, you know, basically shining into the pool to give a nice like glimmer effect.
So basically I wanted the water glimmering behind him, so we had the light shining right down into the water, and we had people making waves in the water with their hands. On the raw performance shot, the raw footage you're about to see, you'll notice the water kind of moving behind him right there, and it's glimmering. The reason it's showing up and glimmering is because we have the light shooting directly into the pool.
I think we're actually about to get into the pool at this point.
We're about to get in the pool to do some of her underwater shots. It was really cold. That's what I'm saying right there. It was pretty. I mean, this was what? This was January.
I think mid-February,
early, sometime in January. So it was still very cold.
You just jumped in at some point.
I just jumped in right there, and she had goosebumps for sure.
This is probably the most stressful shot of the day. I mean, you have to imagine that's a $50,000 camera with
I bought a
$25,000 lens and a $12 fish tank.
I bought a $15 fish tank from Petco to basically get these half underwater shots.
Literally,
that I
do
wanted
not
to
try
get.
this at home. I mean, this literally gave us an underwater shot for $12, but it was mildly stressful because that actual fish tank had a crack in it. We set down the cement a little too hard. So as we were shooting it, water's coming in. It was, kind of a do or die moment for sure.
But yeah, if you don't have money for an underwater rig or to rent one, then go with a fish tank if you're so bold.
But as you can see,
it worked out.
Mind you can't go much below a foot underwater, but that's really all we needed for this shot.
Yeah, we just kind of needed some half underwater stuff and her coming up out of the water, and the fish tank worked perfectly.
So this is the night look, and actually, I think our only night look in the movie. And we found that the song and the album being about color, this was our real chance to really get away from the daylight looks and really pump some color in it.
I knew on the breakdown I wanted a different change of pace and scene, and especially because the breakdown he talks about, she'll put the Technicolor in your screen and all that stuff. So I wanted lots of color as opposed to the rest of the video.
This is achieved actually from most party rental stores. These are two or three LED bars. That
you can see the LED bars right there, and
the bottom right you can kind of see them alternating.
And then in the back you can see the big HMI.
And that's just lighting up the pool, as you can to have some detail in the backyard.
In the backyard, you notice how it's lit pretty well. It's kind of got a blue moon tone to it because we put a blue gel over it to kind of create that moonlight in the backyard. You can see the color LED bars shining in the room and on them. You can see it laying on the ground there, the LED bar.
Yeah, no, that was nice. And you can kind of see what it's doing, just adding different colors to the scene.
Here's the B-roll footage of her looking sexy and hot and steamy. And you can see all the light work in there and the LED bars changing colors. Thought it fit really well for the Technicolor elements. And this was the last shot of the night right here. And that's me calling it a wrap.
There we go.
That's the end of the video. End of the 7-8 hour shoot.
It was
I think it was like a 12-hour day, but we really only shot for about 8 hours.
I mean, essentially it was a 2-day shoot in one day. I mean, we really pulled off a lot in that day.
Yeah. And thanks guys. Thanks for watching. And that's it.